Hello and welcome back to Exeter, where not a lot's actually happened in the summer transfer window, so 2 games coming right to your faces instead. We'll start with the transfer news, and I'll start with the outbounds. The only outbounds are just me cancelling loans, one of which is Zanzala's. The £2 a week is now Barrow's problem. He's 23, so he doesn't get immunity from the under-21s registration rule, and he wasn't even the best of the 3 strikers that they loaned in the first place, so that's £2 a week back to me, thank you. I didn't intend to cancel Padraigamon's loan from Newport County, but he is now officially out for 3 to 7 months. So at 33, his physicals were okay, but several months out at £1.2 a week. You can have him back, thank you. Did have excellent work rate though, so a bit of a shame. I've only made 2 inbound signings as well, one of which was the fact that Callum Nassell turned up in my inbox in the first scouting report. Unlike in the York save, he wasn't literally the first man I saw, but he was in the first batch of reports. So I got him in again. Anyone who's been with me since York understands this one. No one else will, because he's 1.5 star and his potential doesn't look that good anymore. Also, apparently, the Farsley stint in his career stats, that's a lie. But the major signing that I have acquired is Tyler Morton on loan. This one is £2 a week, and this one's worth £2 a week. Does what I want. Like, his strength and tackling are a bit lacking, which is odd for a player who appears to be naturally as a defensive midfielder. However, Valente he will do. I'm trying to get Wilson Esbrandon in loan. I don't think I will, because he's also got an offer from Cardiff, although I'm hoping that playing time goes in my favour here, because he will be first choice here, probably won't be at Cardiff. The one more likely to actually happen is Marcus Barnes, who is a free agent. He is left-footed, so he will play on that right-hand side, that inverted winger spot, 9 versus 11 finishing, possibly more of an inside forward actually in that regard, but importantly, can do striker role as well. So fills the gap of those 2 cancelled loanee strikers. I'm probably going to still try and get an actual starting striker now that I've lost 2 of those loanees. Hopefully for a lot less money than either of them were on. We'll work on that one. If it ends up being a loanee striker, again, I'd rather get a loanee striker who's actually good rather than 2 just average ones. Like I said, the Amond cancellation wasn't really intentional. I wasn't expecting to have to deal with, I think Kieran Phillips is the only one who's left. He is under 21 though, so he doesn't actually count towards registration rules. So going into this Brafford City match, which is kind of poignant considering they were the first save I ever did on YouTube, I'm in a spot of bother defensively. My first choice, left back, centre back and right back are all out, as well as the goalkeeper. Only Alex Hartridge in that back 5 is who I want to start there. So it'll be Brown in goal for this inaugural match. Daniel, Hartridge, Ground, Caprice, Morton and Dieng, who is upset by the arrival of Tyler Morton, despite the fact there's 2 defensive midfielders to play in every game. Football manager, sort it out. Collins in front of them, Jay on the left because he can do that better than anyone else. Giovanni Brown on the right because he does have a left foot and the other guy isn't in yet. And Phillips up front. Why does it say I only have 6 out of 7 subs? We played a lot of friendlies, made a little bit of money. Not a lot. I didn't abuse it dramatically. We did have a competent run of things, actually, in the friendlies as well. Beating teams in and around us, a draw with West Ham in there as well. Beating League 1 opposition, actually, more importantly. Right, so this initial highlight will play itself out, of course, just as I switch things back to key. Who knows, maybe we'll actually score straight away. We do not. Reece Staunton's still at Bradford. 9 minutes in, the text of the bomb's telling me that Exeter are in the groove. I'm in a little bit of a debate to decide whether or not I want to be on the left-hand side or right-hand side as we score our first goal. Timothy Dieng, the man who's angry at the arrival of another defensive midfielder, is the one to score. Maybe now you'll understand that both of you can play alongside each other. I think, apparently it says Hartridge got the header on there. It did look like a Brafford City player who got the header, but Hartridge credited with the assist. And Bradford have done nothing in this game apparently so far. Nothing. But yeah, I'm undecided whether I want to be on the left or the right-hand side. Both are options. I think on the left-hand side during game times, Kieran Phillips has made it 2. Why is it every time I want to talk technical, we score? I should just continue talking technical. I figure I'm better off on this side because you know I'm probably going to be on attacking with this formation. It's just how the formation works. And you can see all of the lovely names to my right. Except for Brown, who's on a 6.4. And Daniel, who's on a 6.6. Left-hand side, not going well. Sorry, Brown's on the right. What am I talking about? But it's 2-0 to kick things off here in League 2. Bass, who I think is actually a quite good loanee goalkeeper for this level. He's let 2 in though. Threckeld on this right-hand side to Vernham. And Bradford doing something in this game. What? To Cook, who gives it away to Dieng. Morton now, back to Hartridge. Daniel, Hartridge, back to Daniel. We might move it forward eventually. There we go. That's bypassed the person I think he was intending that to go to. And this Phillips on the ball instead, who's decided he's going to score from outside of the box. And considering he was the 3rd best loanee striker we had, I'll take 2 goals on his first appearance. He was also the only striker on loan from a club not in this division. Like, I have a newfound fondness for Exeter, but what in God's name are you doing with those loans? I'd understand if you were taking good players off your rivals, but no, they were average and on way too much money. Daly, Bradford might be about to do something again. Gilead, Daly to Walker. They're in our box. I think this is the first time we've seen this in this game so far. Gilead heads across the bar, and I think we're okay. Dien's cleared it. That's the end of that. They've had a shot. I'm loving the Brafford City shot map right now. My bench is in a spot of bother because I don't have anyone else to play on this right-hand side. I'm going to play Nombe on the wrong side for his feet. Daniel, do I have a backup left back? Not really. Not right now, I don't. I'm going to do some jiggery-pokery with our personnel to get the left back off there. Grounds moves to the left. Dieng into central defence. And Atangana comes on. And I haven't bothered to make a third sub. We didn't need one. Opening day of the season, though, 3-0. Takes us to the top. Is there only 2-goal margins elsewhere? In comes Marcus Barnes on 800 quid a week, squad player. Probably actually going to start on that right-hand side. As Hartridge, Grounds and Phillips make team of the week. One of them in the wrong place, but sure. But the second game today is actually Carabao Cup action. We're away at Newport County, one of the teams who gave us one of those strikers. The one that got injured. Tyler Morton and Archie Collins just played a few more games than they probably should have in the pre-season leading up to the opening day fixture. They're going to step out of the first 11 for this Carabao Cup encounter. Dawson will be in goal though, back from injury. Sweeney in central defence, back from injury. Jay moves into that central midfield role with Nombe coming in on the left, and Atangana will start in one of those volante roles. I still need more players there. Marcus Barnes will take the number 11 as my starting right-sided player, even though he's on a squad contract. Always helpful to get a player on a lower squad role than necessary, just in case you improve upon them later on, which might be the case for Marcus Barnes, either in January or next summer. We're off and running though, at Newport County. Day kicks that straight over the entire defence and Joseph is in. Cameron Dawson though, the best player in League 2, pushes that away. Words are hard. Aaron Lewis, I thought for a second that was the fullback we had in the Game Blast, but no. I did look up Adam Lewis, I think his name is, and he's currently on loan at Livingston. Has 2 years left on his actual contract though, so I'm not fully certain how he ended up at Exeter in Season 2. But if we can get hold of him next year, I will try to, because he was great. He was the one who scored that free kick in the summarisation at the start of the last episode. Telford though on this one, Norman on the right-hand side. Whips that across and Joseph is in all of the space, and Cameron Dawson's on his knees. Possibly could have done better with that one, Cameron. How tall is Sweeney? Because he was beaten to that header, which is concerning. Yeah, goes straight past everyone. Great cross, really. Dawson probably should have done better, as he flaps his arms in the air afterwards in disgust at his own goalkeeping. At least I hope that's what he was doing, because that was no one's fault but yours, really. Telford to Cooper. Not really seen a lot from us so far in this game. Evans, forward to Norman, and it's once again got across the box, but Atangana gets in the way of that, and Barnes now, possibly a little bit rusty, charging forward. He's a little bit rusty. But hopefully, Day, if he does hoof this up, doesn't get it to one of their own kick it, for God's sake. We haven't got all day. Yes, I realise the sentence I was saying as I said that. It's another good cross. I think part of the reason why we're struggling in this match against Newport is because they're playing wing-backs, and that does confuse my marking system because my full-backs are instructed to mark wingers, and I'm not fully certain they're playing with them. Azaz on this right-hand side, so their wing-backs are kind of getting a little bit more space than they should. Lewis, more back to Dimitri. I think we had a good block in that highlight there, and that might have been it. I've just set Nombe and Barnes to track the wing-backs as best as possible. Sweeney gets in the way of that corner, and Dolan now on the opposite side. Whips the ball in, and Joseph is free again. Sorry, what's going on here? Why is Joseph just never marked? It's not a great showing. Told them to get their act together, and Caprice now to Jay. Back to Caprice. Cross to Nombe, and it's gone in somehow. Kieran Phillips with his third. And maybe I don't need to replace him after all. I might have put a bid on someone in between the two games. I'll let you know how that one pans out, if it does indeed, before this episode ends. But yeah, I might have just put in a loan offer for an under-23s Premier League striker. I wanted to lap. Man City wanted to play with better players. Somewhat understandable. Hartridge now. Dawson, back to Hartridge. Daniel. Got it to Phillips. No one really up there with him, but he has got it back to Nombe, who did get himself into a position to receive that. Daniel. And now he's got a few options he can go for. Forward to Nombe is the one he opted. Daniel again. This is where I'd love a Marvin Plattenhardt type figure to get that into the box, but it's gone out of the box to Caprice, and this time it's found its way to Nombe and into the goal. I think that actually does ricochet off the defender. I'm not certain. It looked like the cross immediately hit the defender and then just sort of looped around. But Caprice with a much better cross finds Nombe and the goal. I'm going to see it with lines. I'm not sure. I think he's behind the ball. I was looking in the wrong place to see whether or not that was tracking the ball for the offside or not. But Atangana now is tackled. Nombe back to Atangana. 57 minutes on the clock. There's still 35 minutes to go with injury time. Day palms that one away for the time being. Nombe just kicks it straight back at him. It was a tight angle. He was offside regardless. Sweeney to Telford. Daniel. Probably need to look at central defence as well. I know Sam Stubbs is injured currently, so he's first choice. But Hartridge is also a left-back option. I know my first choice left-back is also injured currently, so I don't know whether or not I'm just lacking in defence or it's just a case of the fact we're missing 2 starting central defenders. Well, starting defenders. As Carl Joseph scores again because nobody's bothering to deal with him at all. Pierce Sweeney's on a 7.3 and I'm pretty certain he's the one that's meant to be up against him. As he just lets him walk past him there. Pierce, buddy. Pierce, you understand that the man in yellow, you're supposed to stop him from scoring. That's what your job is. You're a defender. Defend. These don't go to extra time. Daniel's on a 6.4 again. Matt J is just tired, so Collins will come on. And Giovanni Brown comes on for Marcus Bonds, who is tired and on a 6.5. Not the best showing for the new man there. Super late in courage. Nombe's calm. Archie Collins is good at them. Kieran Phillips is calm as well. You can do number 4. Then Dieng is sort of next best. Then you can just sort it out from there. Some of them are complacent, which isn't the greatest thing for a penalty shootout. Lewis steps up first. Sweeney, who just didn't bother marking all game, will take our first penalty. At least he scores that. Better at penalties than he is at tracking Joseph. Dolan steps up and buries it past Dawson again. Nombe's turn. Now I'm hoping your calmness here translates into a penalty. Nombe steps up. Nombe, nicely done. I'm gonna go with Nombe for the time being. By the way, is the pronunciation that? I know it could just be Nomb, but that just feels weird. Telford now. They're taking really good penalties. Archie Collins, one of the substitutes, buries it. It's been 6 very good penalties so far. Cameron Evans begins his run-up. 7 very good penalties. Kieran Phillips, the star man so far for Exeter. It feels a little bit awkward that I might be about to get a replacement in for him, as he buries that one. But we do need another striker, really. And Phillips, at the very least, was starting at a 2.5 star. I think he's already up to a 3 star due to his performances, and that's 5 out of 5, which means now it's all on Dieng, who is theoretically the 3rd best penalty taker here. I just put 2 calm individuals ahead of him in the order. Dieng. Blimey. This is probably going to come down to who misses a penalty, because I don't think either goalkeeper's good enough to save them, as mine doesn't even bother to move for that one. I think my goalkeeper just came to the same conclusion, and it's the other centre-back Hartridge now. I really wish I had actually decided to work out the order beyond the first 5, but no, Hartridge buries it as well. Both my centre-backs have taken penalties, and we're only on the 6th one. Doesn't bode well for my forward players, does it? The fact that they're all ahead of them. But Joseph, who terrorised us. I seem to remember the last time I had a penalty shootout at this kind of level of football. It went for 20 penalties. It took the goalkeeper to miss, I'm pretty certain. 22 penalties then, actually. Brown buries his. We're well on the way to getting to the goalkeepers again already. Unless Haynes misses here. Ryan Haynes. Saved! So it is possible. As Atangana steps up, arguably the worst player on the pitch out of my 11, although Grounds came on to rival that, but Atangana, I don't know what he was trying. Farquharson is a fantastic name, and he's smashed that penalty in. And now it's back to... I can't believe we both missed on the same round. Grounds. Just walks straight up and kicks it straight at their goalkeeper. Well, we're out of the Carabao Cup immediately. Who didn't take penalties? The right back, who has 4 penalty taking, and the goalkeeper, of course, who has 1 penalty taking. I'll just say the team thing that gets the most inspiration and motivation out of the squad for now, but it would have been nice to have got through that. So the Wilson Esbrand loan is still up in the air. Huddersfield have gone in, but again, they're championship, so hopefully playing time is a factor for that loan. In case you're wondering, Beereth is the one I've gone in for. 14 finishing, good pace, aggression's there, work rate's there. He's probably a really good pressing forward once he's finished scouting him, and we're the only ones to have put in an offer so far, so Arsenal wanted nothing. So hopefully by the time we see you next, he'll be here enjoying his £no a week. That's it from me. I'll probably bring you back around the beginning of September after the deadline day has closed. Forest Green and Scunthorpe seems a nice sensible thing to go for. Forest Green predicted 6th in this game, but I'm pretty certain they're near the top in real life, if not top. So it should be a pretty tough game. I imagine them to be up there in game as well by the end of the season. So I'll see you soon for those. Until next time, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You know the deal by now. Until then, ta-ra.